Alright guys, big welcome to you all to our channel. As you can see, we have our field set up and we're good to go. This video I will show you a little bit of the playstyle of the Unrivaled Bruce deck with the new cards. I know that you guys loved the deck profile that we put for you and also the combo video, but some people ask me like, D-Boy, could you do us a game? I could, but I will also do a shadowboxing match where I will just show you how this deck works. If you guys don't know this method, it's a method that actually I use a lot. And the reason why I do it is that it gives you the time to read the card and to do the right combo, to go back and to change it if you want to. It's the same as shadowboxing, which is you are making your combos against the non-existent opponents. Alright, so we will try to do 2 games. One game where we go first and one game where we go second. And I will show you in the both games what you could do. So do a shuffling right here, as you can see. And then we will do a cut. And with that, we'll start. All right, so let's say the first game we go first. That is the easiest, and then let's say after that we will go second. So this will be your starting Vanguard, putting face down or face up, whatever you like. And we start. So we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. These are good cards to keep if you go first, and these will you put back to your deck to draw 3 new cards. Oh, this. All right. Well, yeah. Sure, deck. Sure. All right. So we didn't get the right cards. We don't have a Persona right. We didn't have a Playmaker Eli. We don't have the promo to discard. But we will see how this will go. All right. So we stand and we draw. True. Dang. All right, deck. With this, we will use the ability to Soul Charge Gino. That is good. Then we end the turn. Opponent turn, he attack into us. We could choose 2 guards right here. If it's a 1 attack. If it's a 2 attack, maybe we let 1 through. Then it's our turn again. We draw for turn. That's a good draw. We will drop this to right into the Richards. We will activate the Richard skill first to Soul Charge this and draw. Eli, that's good as well. We have Energy Charge 3. So let's put those as well on the field. And now we activate her ability. She goes back. You Soul Blast, in this case, your starter, because you would rather keep him in the soul. And you will draw 1. Okay, this is, in this situation, Angel Leather. So this is the only card that should be an Angel Leather, but we will see. Sometimes, of course, this is better in this situation because we don't have a Persona right, but believe me, this is an Angel Leather, as I explained in the deck profile. So yeah, let's see what we will do right here. We have no booster, but we could create something with him, or we would keep him for next turn because with his ability, we could still choose to put the booster in your soul and recall it. I will show you later. So for now, because we went first, I will just attack with a 10k. And we will do the drive check, which is another Gino. And that's it. Their turn, they attack into us. The first one we will not guard, heal, power. If they have something else that could hit us, we could still discard the draw. But in the most situations, that 1 damage will shut them down, depending on what they play, of course. Then it's our turn again. We stand. We draw. Persona right. Perfect. Started up very bad, but we did good. We did good. Energy Charge 3. And discard the draw to right into the Viamance Bruce. We could also have dropped the Gino right here, but I would rather keep them in my hand. I will show you why. Alright, now. Do we do anything else? Yes. We will call Eli. We'll activate Eli's skill. Energy Blast. 3. Check the top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is the play that we wanted to do. Now you could call a second Eli, and the Eli could call more. But you could also choose to put this into your soul and to call like him, for an example, or him. And he will be called to the field because of his ability going into the soul. Because his ability said, if this card discard from hand or put into your soul during your turn. So that would work as well. You have 2 plays right here. If you really want to just fill up your field, then he's good as well. If you want to be safe and you want him in your soul, it's up to you. You could also add him back with Gino to your hand. That works as well. But yeah, up to you. As I said, up to you. I would rather, in this case, actually put this into my soul and call this to the field. That will be the best play in my my idea. We shuffle. And why did we choose to put him into the soul? Because we could get him back with the Genos, and they will get boost anyway. And we are attacking into a 10k, so this is actually a very nice field. Then maybe we get lucky and we still get the chance to with him to call one to the field. So Soul Blast 3, or sorry, Energy Blast 3. Let's do a cut right here. And we check the top 7 again. So this is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here we go. We got another one. That's good. And then we choose to put something into the soul. We could put this for next turn. If we don't get it, we have it. But we could also just put a strong attacker that we will get at the start. Something like a Jamil that would give us field if needed. Or a Patrick if we play against a deck that we want to get rid of their Vanguard. So this is depending on the deck that you play against. But let's say that we will just keep this because there's a chance we get 2 more damage and then his skill will be active, calling something from the soul. I don't know, it pretty much depends on what your opponent have as a deck to play. So yeah. Alright, so let's say that we will do it this way. Because there is also a chance that they could retire him. This will go into the soul. And this will be on the field. Then you shuffle. The Jamil is also good because by adding it back to your hand, you could always use it as a shield value, or you could use it to call something. That's why it's very good in lots of situations. If your opponents retire him with a skill, then you could still use it. But we will not do that because we will use Angel Leather right away. So they could not target our field. We draw a card. We give the 5k to the Vanguard. Then we'll call it double Gino. Alright, 4 cards on hand. Pretty strong field, only 1 damage. That's it. Now, the Gino could not do something because of his first ability, because we are not a Final Burst, and the same goes for him. But when we enter the battle phase, we will hit Final Rush, and they will get boost, and nothing else gets power. So this will be the first one to attack. This is 21. Oh, it jumps. 26. 26 to the 10k, pretty good column. First, second, nothing for Sunrise, but we already got that. And then this attack, and this attack. And then at the end of the turn, both of them will go into your soul, and you will get stuff back to your hand. And yeah, you will definitely get this back to your hand. And you could choose to get the Gino back to your hand. You could choose to get him to the hand as he's a good attacker. You could choose to get this to the hand if you feel like your opponent will retire during the game. So yeah, it's whatever you like. I will choose to get this to my hand as the attacker for next turn. Right, that's it. Then it's their turn. They could not touch our field. That is good. And yeah, they will do us damage. So let's take some damage. A draw, that's good. A crit, that's also good. And let's say we take the fourth one as well. That's a front. Nothing else will hit. We could have guarded, stayed at 3, but we want to have a strong next turn. And we want to be at the same damage as them if they are on 4. Then that's good. All right, we stand. We draw. We energy charge. 3. Put them right here. And then we persona right. We have the 2 options to persona right. Let's do it with the DSR. So let's see. Beautiful persona right. A 10k to the front and a draw to us. Alright. One of them will move up anyway. And the Julian that we have in our hand will come to the field. And then the other sides, we will have this as an attacker, or we will have that. Depend on what you got into your hand. Again, we don't know. Like, you could keep him in your hand as an extra shield, and you could play it just like this for now. And we will see how this will go. Alright, so we enter the battle phase, which will mean 5k to him, E 5k to him, and E 5k to him. And looking at our field, our soul, we have only this as a booster, and we don't really have a good attacker for the second attacking wave because we have already called this. But we will be calling the Geno anyway, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright, so now we attack. You could attack with this, boosted or unboosted. That's up to you. If you do it unboosted, this is 10, 20, 25. So the 15k that drop from their hand is good enough. And you don't want to do that, you want to boost it. Then it's harder to guard. So you will attack with this. 25. They drop a 15k. Then you attack with this. Now it becomes 10, 20, 30, 40. So they will have to drop 2 cards to guard, or they let it through as the first and last damage that they could take, or whatever damage they are on. So they take it. Then you activate his ability to retire the front 2 Vanguards, which are Diaboloses. You draw a card, you move the Julian to the front. You have now an empty column, that's important. You attack with the Julian, you count +1. You soul charge 1 and 2. That's a good soul charge. And you will call 2. And as I said, we don't really have the attacker that we want, but it doesn't matter because we will call the Geno anyway. So we will call these 2. And he will get +5k from her ability, which is a continuous ability, so it hits right away. And he will get a +8k because we have 4 damage. So let's do E5 and E3. So this is E8k. Right, so this is 21 by itself, and this 31. All right, now you attack with this column as well. This is not a very strong column yet. It will get stronger. So this is 10, 20, 25, 33. Still strong. And then we attack with our Vanguard, activating his ability. For a counterblast of 1, we will restand this column, and we'll give them both E5k. So he gets 5k, and this unit gets 5k. And then on this side as well, so the restand of his ability, we Soul Blast 2. We'll Soul Blast this and this, because these are 2 cards that we could not use. That's when you saw, like, if we Soul Charge the other order that activates from your soul as shield value, if we had that in the deck, which is this one, then it would be good because you could guard with it from your soul. That's why I said it's a good card to add to the deck as well. All right, and again he will get 5k and she will get a 5k. So the drive check right here. First, second, nothing. Attack, attack. At the end of your turn, now we get the chance to put this into the soul. And then his ability set at the end of the turn, if you are in Final Rush, put this unit into your soul, choose a normal unit from your soul, and you add it to your hand. And in the most situations, you will add something like a Persona, right? But let's say, for an example, you're playing against a deck that could retire. You could choose to add this. You could choose to add whatever you want to add to your hand. And if you want a booster for next turn or whatever. We do have a second Persona, right? So in this case, there is not really a card that we would rather have, to be very, very, very honest. But yeah, let's say we add this. Because if they retire our booster on this side, then we still could do something. And we have a Julian, we have a Persona, right? We're pretty much set to go. All right. So it's their turn again. We will take 1 damage. Definitely will take 1 damage. And then let's say they retire this column, and then we have to guard everything else. I don't know how much energies we should be, but let's leave the 3. We have this, we have this, we have this. We have a PG. We have this as a 10k, we have this as a 10k. So is that enough to guard? Well, depend on what they play. Like, let's say they leave this alive, then you could discard this worth of PG, and if they have triple drive, yes or no, I don't know. Then you could drop something else to guard, and then yeah, you should be good to go, I think, in most situations. So you have these 3 in your hand, and that's more than enough. So you stand and you draw. Okay, it's interesting. We could use her if we want to. So this is your field. You will get the energy, or your hand, sorry. You will get 3 energies. You will Persona right to draw. And we will put this right here. And then you have this here, which means that you will have the Julian on the other side. And she could be on place, skill, count +1, because we did Persona right this turn. And you could use her to call something from your soul, and you could soul charge. So that is actually quite good, because what we have in our soul, all are Diaboloses. So whatever you call to the field is still better than having her. That's like the whole idea behind this. And then you could still soul charge something, which could be good. But you could also choose to not call her and just call a booster or whatever. It's pretty much up to you. But for me, I will rather just use her ability, so a count plus of 1, which I already did. And then she will call this as she will soul charge. No, heal. Then you call this on top of her because you want all Diabolos on the field. Excuse me. Alright, so this is not the best call. And that's why you normally keep your grade 2 right till way later. And we also don't have like a Jamil or something that could call from the field. If that was the case, then that would be easier to activate. Or an Eli. An Eli will give you a free field, and will be a better attacker. But yeah, we enter the battle phase, which will mean he gets plus 5k from her ability, he gets plus 10k, and that's it. 1 card in hand. Now you will attack. You will have the weaker attack first, which is this one, because this will be boosted. So this will be 10, 20, 30, and then you can use the ability to Soul Blast 1, which is the heal. And you could take 2 of your opponent's Regards, and then you can put it on the front row, or the Guardian Circle. Let's say you take out their Interceptors, so that you force them to guard the first attack, or they let it through. That's up to them. Then this will attack. Now you'll boost it. So this is 10, 20, 25, 33. Perfect, good number. And then you will use this ability to retire the 2. You will draw a card. And you will move this right here. You attack with it. Counter plus 1. Soul Charge 1. Soul Charge 2. Eli, that is good. You cannot call during the battle phase, but it's a good booster. And then you could call the Eli, and you could call the Geno to your field. The Eli will gain the +5. He will gain the +10. And then this will attack. This will be E10, 20, 30, 35. And this was 10, 20, 33. Oh, it gets +5 from her as well, so 38. Alright, then this will attack. Activate the skill of Geno. You will soul blast one of your persona rights and a Geno, because you will add the Geno back to your soul. And you restand them. 10 and 5. And then with his ability, a count +1, and they will restand. And they get +5k as well. The drive check. First, another persona right. Second, overtrigger. So this is interesting. If they PG this attack and they are on 4 damage, then the blue OT will be better here. And you could also choose to add something from your drop zone back to your hand, which is not an Elementaria because we have already used this. But you could choose to add, let's say, in PG or whatever. In that case, you draw anyway. That will be better, the blue OT. But if we drive check it earlier, then the Dark State OT will of course be better. So yeah, in both situations, it's pretty much, it depends on when you will drive check it and if your opponent is on 4 or 5 damage. But because you attack 4 times with the Regards first, I'm assuming your opponent is already on 5 damage, right? So that's why, in my opinion, the blue OT is just doesn't fit my playstyle. And there are some situations where you drive check it first or second drive check, and then you'll be like, okay, but what now? And if this column is a 31, and because it's always 21, 31 with a personal right, but if it's 41 with a crit the whole time, then that's really a pain in the butt for your opponent to deal with. So that's why I'm a big fan of the Dark State OT. But as I said, it really depends on the situations and on your playstyle. Then you attack, and then you attack. That's pretty much it. The next turn you will not survive with this hand. There is no way. The Geno will go into your soul, and then you will get something back, which will be something like this that you could defend with or whatever. If for some reason you survived, it's not a heal, but if for some reason you could survive, like if they were so weak on their attacks that this was enough to guard, then okay, lucky. And then you stand your turn, you have no CD, and you draw. You will persona right to draw. And the only thing that you want to do right now is you want to get a Geno to the hand. That's basically it. So you will call this right there. You could still multi-attack, so that's okay. You energy blast the 3 that you just got, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You almost know your whole deck. And then you add, you call 1 to the field and you add 1 to your soul. So the 1 card that you want to put on the field is, you could do this right here. And you could put this into your soul. But you cannot call with them anyway. So you could also just choose to put this on the field and add this in your soul. That's good as well. Yeah, that's good as well. This is the last card. So we have 3 triggers and 3 normal units with 1 draw trigger in them. So this goes to soul. This comes to right here. And pretty much you are good to go. This is the only card in your hand. So you shuffle, if you can call this shuffling. And they do a cut. And then you attack. So you will attack first with... You don't have a Geno, so it doesn't matter, and you could not restand. The only thing that you could do is using his ability to move something up. So you could still choose to attack with this first. This, of course, gets plus 15, and these get plus 5. So 5 right here, 5 right there. He gained a plus... we did get the Persona right. He get plus 10k and a crits from the Overtrigger if we're playing the Dark State one. So this is still a strong column to deal with, and also the first one you want to attack with. The first drive check is another PG, second drive check is nothing. We still have enough triggers there. 3 out of the 4 are triggers. Crits is next, but we don't have a heal. And then you will attack with this unboosted, then you will attack with this unboosted, then you will activate the ability to retire these two, to draw a card, and to move this to the front row. And then you get plus 10k from her and the attack. And that's it. That's basically it. That's all you can do in this situation. Alright, so this is when you go first. Alright? I will end the video right here, and I will do another video when you go second. Why? Because again, it was not my intention to have these videos take so long. But sometimes you kind of have to play it out the way that the deck wants to play out. So it's not up to us, right? It's not up to us. All right, we'll take the right deck, and we will we'll end the video right here, and we'll start a new video that you will see in the same week, basically. So thanks again for watching. Thank you for tuning in our channel. If you haven't seen the deck profile and the combo video yet, you should check it out. It's on the channel. And if you have any questions about the deck, let me know on Facebook or on YouTube. And we love to read your comments and to comment back. So yeah, always nice. Thanks again. Until next time.